Welcome back, Brawlers and Bakucrew members. I'm BakuBrad96, and this is requested deck profile number 8 of Bakugan Evolutions. And would you look at that, Leonidas isn't in this one. I guess he's taking a break, which he deserves after 3 deck profiles in a row. I'm not complaining. Leonidas is awesome, and apparently you all think so as well, but someone requested a different kind of deck profile, and I did it. That's it for the intro. I want to go ahead and jump right into it without too much to say. Starting out with the team like I always do. Now this is awesome. It is a Bakugan from Geogun Rising, but like I said, the requests come in and I am happy to oblige because it is just another awesome segment for my channel. Speaking of which, if you all have an idea or a team you would like to see, go ahead and comment down below because I might just make it happen. But back to this team, it is the Dragonoid Ultra from Geogun Rising, elemental at that, so really epic art there. He has a Flame Fist and a Green Fist core, B power of 1000, one of the strongest Bakugan printed so far, and 2 damage. Really lackluster, but the 1000 B power makes up for it. I think so. The second Bakugan of the team. I'm going to see if I can't get my camera a little better. There we go. Platinum Neleus. It does have a blue shield and orange shield core, or magic shield depending on how you want to say it other than blue shield. But anyway, B power of 500 with 6 damage, and then on magic blue shield it gets an extra 200 B power. So a really strong Neleus. Of course, I think Neleus is awesome anyway, and I am trying to get all platinum versions of it in every faction, along with Dragonoid, just kind of for a cool collection goal, I suppose. Fun fact about me. But the final Bakugan used on this team is the Platinum Darkus Dragonoid. Now this Bakugan is double orange shield with a B power of 600 and 4 damage. And then if it lands on an orange shield, you do get to remove a Baku Core from an opposing Bakugan, or an opposing active Bakugan, sorry, and place it back onto the field. So very good for negating your opponent's strategies, or just solid disruption in general. And really cool artwork there. Dragonoid's a lot more buff and muscular in Evolutions than in previous seasons. At least I think so. Doing a quick review of the characters right quick. Here is the epic elemental Dragonoid from Geogun Rising. See the awesome flame printed design on the wings there. Really epic Bakugan. The Platinum Neleus is very epic as well. Just having the entire middle metal be this white color, really nice. And then the entirety of the rest of the Bakugan, the light blue, which is usually a secondary color for the new Haos. It's not necessarily the primary. Normally the white is the primary, so Platinum Neleus is very cool and unique in that regard. Lastly, of course, the Darkus Platinum Dragonoid, which has the same silver interior that the Haos Platinum Dragonoid does, which is really interesting because the Pyrus, Ventus, they're all different. Would have been really nice to have a solid black die-cast metal, but still really cool. At least the silver stands out. I will review the Geogun and Nanogon when we get to their respective cards, not to worry. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and move into the Baku Core. So what I chose to run, or what I thought would work the best with this deck profile, 2 orange shield that are Darkus and Pyrus get plus 400 B power. 1 orange shield that gives Haos and Pyrus plus 400 B power. I wasn't sure on the ratio. I'm a fan of Darkus, so I just threw the extra Darkus. Too bad there's not a Haos Darkus one, because that would be a lot better given the fact that the Pyrus Dragonoid has 1000 B power. It doesn't necessarily need the core boost, but I don't think there is a Haos and Darkus get plus 400. If there is, I would love it, but I've never seen it nor found it. Anyway, the Magic Shield ran is the plus 650 B power, for obvious reasons. After that, I am just helping out damage. So the green and red fists are the +6 damage and +3 damage respectively. Just to help out with damage, nothing more. All the other cores are used for the B power, if you will. Now moving on into the deck list itself. Starting out with 3 Body Crusher, 1 energy for -4 damage, and you get to scan. Scan might come up. There are a few instances where the scan could hit a card and potentially trigger a combo, but all in all, the 1 energy for -4 is just why I love the card so much. This is the card that the scan could potentially hit. It is Nilius Annihilator, 1 energy for +300 B power, and then if a scan or scrounge effect allows you to look at this at the top of the deck, you can reveal it to give a Bakugan +600 B power. So really epic to be able to reveal a card for extra B power, so that's why it's in here, but 1 for 300 isn't bad either. After that, like I said, 1 for 3 is not bad, so I am using 3 Super Shot, which gives you just that. So 1 energy for +300 B power. Help out with the damage of the deck, I do have 2 Thunderbolt, 1 energy for +3 damage. And then the deck does have some higher cost cards later on, so I did try out Air Zero. I am using 2 of them. 2 energy to reveal the top card of your deck. If it's not a flip card, you may play it for free. This could come up, otherwise it could be a dead draw. I hope not though. 3 Scarf Strike, 2 energy for +500 B power. Just really good, either early game or late game. 2 for 5 is not bad. Same for Shadow Slicer. 2 for 400, not the best, 2 for 500, obviously better, but with Shadow Slicer you get to scan as well, and that is key because you do have cards like Nilius Annihilator, or there are instances where you just know what you're going to draw into or lose if it's about to be an attack from the opponent. Now then, a card I don't get to use too much because of dual factions is Fusion Flames, probably one of my favorite cards from Geogun Rising just because of the artwork, the factions that it is, and it is a 3 energy card for +800 B power. So really strong, a very powerful card. I really like it personally. It's just really solid. 3 Song of Fire, 3 energy for +5 energy. Again, it just it's like ramp, sort of. Just lets us turbo out some of our smaller cards in multiples, or it lets us play our more costed cards earlier on in the game, if that makes any sense. Now then, 3 Raging Claw, 4 energy for +800. I know, Fusion Flames does the same thing, but it's better. I just needed cards for the deck, and I don't have very many. Raging Claw is a card I don't use a lot, and I thought 4 for 8 was decent enough. Just kind of solidifies the B power of the deck, I suppose. But then I do run 1 Cinder Coil, 5 energy to destroy all enemy heroes. 1 Glorious Charge, 5 energy for +900 B power and 9 damage. Really good. I would probably have this at 3, but I only have the 1 copy, unfortunately. After that, I am using Dragonoid Ultra, so the Dragonoid Ultra Evo cards going in. 6 energy for a B power of 2000, 7 damage, and then Victor, so if it wins the brawl, you get to not only scan, but you get to draw a card after that, which is really cool, all in all. And when I get the chance to use a Diamond Evo, I'm definitely going to use it. Totally just for flavor. And then the whole point of Air Zero I thought would be really cool, either to get off the Evo or one of these. It is Torch Horns. So for 6 energy, you get +1000 B power and double strike. So really cool, on a Dragonoid, just this in itself, that's 2000 B power minus any core. Just a neat combo I thought might happen. And again, a card I don't use a lot of. Now, the Geogon that were requested for the deck. Pyrus Arcle, 1 energy for a B power of 900 and 2 damage. And it does have built-in double strike on top of that, which is really nice. Haos, which is also a 1 energy cost Geogon. This one has a B power of 1300, 4 damage, and built-in Shadow Strike. So to this day, probably one of the most competitive Geogon, and I just could not bring myself to buy duplicates when it came out. I probably should have, just so I could have 3 of this and run a max playset of Haos purely for the power. If you ran it in a Nelius deck, that would be hilarious. But then finally it is Diamond Slugler, the big boy of the deck, I suppose the heavy hitter if you will. 7 energy for a B power of 1500 and 15 damage, so there's no getting around that. Spiky Blob is going down. Now quickly reviewing those figures. After all, these, unlike Nanogon, are part of the game, and you have to have them, but that is Pyrus Arcle. I cannot wait to get my hands on the Platinum. The Platinum looks really cool, and I was really excited to find out that they were making Platinum Geogon. Like, that is just epic. Won't have to worry about them breaking when you drop them a card length above the field anymore if they're metal. So this is Haos. Not only one of the strongest Geogon ever printed, but I'm assuming it is one of the largest, given arm span and just width, design, everything. It is just huge compared to, well, there we go. Size comparison. And then finally, of course, it is the Diamond Slugler. The Diamond Geogon from last year were pretty epic when they reversed the colors. You got the primary as the translucent, the secondary as the primary, or vice versa, not sure. But either way, this is a Diamond Spiky Blob. Really cool. Take a look at Slugler, all folded out. Really nice. But the deck profile's not over yet. I still have the flip cards to review, and I will do that now. So, first off is Dazzle. For 0 energy, you get to block a Bakugan holding a Helix. Just really good, kind of counters opposing Helix strategies or anyone that may use a Helix, i.e. Leonidas. Confuse. 1 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Flame Fist or Magic Shield. Constrictor. 1 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Green Fist or Helix Core. Darkus Snare, 0 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Magic Shield. Sonic Shield blocks a Bakugan holding a Green Fist or Flaming Fist for 1 energy. And then now to wrap up this deck profile, I will finish up with the Nanogon. So the requested Nanogon are Nano Sludgeum, which on Green Fist and Orange Shield you get to add a Baku Core from the field to your active Bakugan. And then on double Green Fist and Orange Shield, you get plus 1400 B power and you get to add a Baku Core from the field to your active Bakugan. Very strong. It is possible to get the first one, the second one, if the opponent's using a Green Fist, you never know. But the Nanogon are just meant for utility, kind of a side deck mechanic, if you will. Next up is Nano Crystalline. On Helix, plus 100 B power. On Helix, Green Fist, and Orange Shield, plus 2500 B power. So if you hit that last one, that is an epic amount of B power to gain. I'm definitely going to win that turn, I would imagine. And then lastly, it is going to be Haos Nano Riptide. On Green Fist, plus 300 B power. And then on Magic Shield and Green Fist, plus 500 B power. So overall, not bad. It gives you some coverage, given what core your opponent's using, what you're running, that kind of thing. For the figures, I will quickly just go over them, because I like to, even though they're not needed for the TCG whatsoever. This is Haos Nano Riptide. And my favorite, the Angry Gary. The Minute, a Darkus, Sludgeum comes out, I'm going to buy that thing faster than I've bought any Bakugan before, because Angry Gary is just hilarious. It is a snail with an angry face. Spin Master did it, and it is just awesome. And then finally, we do have the Fire Butterfly Nano Crystalline, which folds out like so. Folds out quite a bit, and then the wings, wings kind of fold backwards, and there we go. That does it for the deck profile in its entirety. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was definitely fun to make, and I hope to make a lot more because it is a fun part of the channel. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like this video, show your support by subscribing to the channel if you're not already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming content. Until next time, stay safe, drome up, and Bakugan, brawl!